Hey guys, and welcome to episode 2 of my Powercab series. In this episode, I want to talk about the different flat modes and why you would choose one or the other depending on your application. So, if you've had your Powercab, you'll notice that your first setting that you see is flat. And if you select that flat, you can go to different modes. So, within that flat setting, you have FR/FR, LF raw, and LF flat. So, what do these mean? FR/FR is exactly what you think it would be. It's your regular floor wedge type of situation where you're just getting a full range flat response floor wedge coming out of the Powercab. That's great if you're using your modeler for your speaker simulation. If you have a load box with going into a cab sim into this, if you're using your Helix, you have the cabinets and the IRs in the Helix, etc., etc. The next mode that you have is called LF raw. So what LF raw does is that it turns off all of the EQing and it turns off the tweeter in the actual Powercab itself, so that it's just the raw eminent speaker that is inside of this Powercab. So just to reiterate that, that's just as if it were one eminent speaker, one 12-inch eminent speaker inside of your Powercab box and nothing else. So that's LF raw, is that raw speaker sound. The next mode is LF flat. So LF flat is a little more complicated. I guess not complicated, but it's a little more complex. All of the speaker simulations that you have in your Powercab come from somewhere, and they come from this flattened out guitar speaker sound. So LF flat is essentially the raw speaker just with a flat EQ. So this has EQ applied to it that flattens it out, so you're getting a flat guitar speaker sound. And again, LF flat is the baseline of which all of the other models are made over. So there's a flat baseline model that all the other, the cream, the vintage, and all the other speaker models were EQ'd after they started out as LF flat setting. If you like that sound, you can go to natural. So you have a natural speaker in your speaker selection. You go all the way to natural. That natural setting is essentially LF flat mode. So if you like LF flat mode, you'll like natural mode. But the difference is that when you send your XLR to front of house, you now have the capabilities to pick a microphone and the distance. Something worth noting about the LF raw is that if you're going to use LF raw, you want to be sending a direct signal from your modeler to the front of house. You don't want to send LF raw to the front of house unless you're going through some additional processing. So if you like the way LF raw sounds and you're using a Helix, for example, you might want to go 1/4 inch into your Powercab into LF raw mode and then send an XLR signal to the front of house. And just to clarify that the LF flat mode, if you go direct out, is an unprocessed signal that's going to the front of house. So you're just hearing your flat unprocessed signal direct to the house. Big difference with natural is that you can now, when you plug in direct to the Powercab, you have the option of selecting your microphone and your distance to go to the front of house. So that's just like a surface level basic thing of what you can do in just flat mode. So aside from flat, there's obviously all the different speaker models. Something worth noting, the speaker models are not impulse responses. There's a big difference between those. The speaker models are just a speaker, as if you had the cabinet, you took a speaker out, you put another speaker in. So there's no microphones in terms of what you're hearing. And then when you plug into the direct out of the Powercab, that's essentially you picking and choosing your microphone and the distance, but in the back going direct. So if you guys have any specific questions on different speaker models, let me know in the comments section. If you guys want more in-depth descriptions of things, let me know in the comments and I'll try to get it done as soon as possible. Thank you guys for watching.